All rise, football fans. As the Welt Associates P.A. Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session. Welt Associates P.A., where clients get direct communication, strategic guidance, and strong advocacy when life takes an unexpected turn. From property insurance disputes to personal injuries and bankruptcies, call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All right. How you doing, my brother? You doing good?
I'm feeling good. How are you, Big O?
Good. What'd you think of that choke job yesterday?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, it's just brutal. As soon as the U.S. men's national team actually faced some real competition, just getting walloped out there. Yeah, I mean, that was just tough to watch. They lost all their superpowers. They were like Space Jam when the NBA players just lose their abilities. Like that third goal coming out of the net to go try to kick it and have it stolen from you. Easy goal. I mean, it's just a comedy of errors.
Yeah, it was an embarrassment yesterday. It was a shame because overall we still haven't made any damn progress as a soccer nation, which is a shame because this is the threshold that we just never pass. You know what I mean? And that's what I was hoping, that they were ready to take that next step, and very disappointed in them. All right, so I guess ESPN is not impressed with the Miami Dolphins, and they've got them ranked as the 32nd best roster in the NFL. First of all, your thoughts on that?
It's fair until proven otherwise. It's a rebuilt roster. There's not that many top of the line players at their positions. The roster does have that, and Devon Achane and Aaron Brewer and Jordan Brooks. We'll see how consistently Patrick Paul can do it if he stacks seasons together. And then obviously some young talent that you hope rises, but they're right there with the Browns, with the Cardinals, whoever you want to throw in there. So, I mean, however you want to rank, kind of
all the other scrubs, all the other scrubs of the NFL, they are right scrubs. Now, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. The Dolphins are scrubs, and they are joining the scrubs. That's what they are. It is what it is. Let's just call it like we see it. So, speaking of scrubs, the Jets are listed as 25. The 25th worst roster in the NFL, and Miami's 32nd.
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn is going into his second year. You would figure he has an advantage. So the question I ask you is, do you expect the Dolphins or the Jets to win more games this year?
Ooh. That'll be a race for some of those top picks. 25th is surprising to me. For the Jets, I would have had them probably like right around in that same group as I said, Cardinals, Browns, Dolphins, of course. But hey, given second year, maybe the Dolphins and Jets split. Yeah, I mean, I'll give. Is it an edge to the Jets? Do you really want to be the team that wins more? But yeah, I'll say that maybe they do win a game or two more.
So you think the Jets will win more games than the Dolphins? Okay. What is your biggest concern for this Dolphins team going into camp?
It's got to be the edge rushers for me. There's a lot of ways you could go with it. You could look to the secondary. You could look to the wide receiving core. And yeah, that wide receiver core probably is also last in the league. But I really need to see it from Chop Robinson. And if someone else can make some kind of impression, Josh Uche. They didn't go after an edge rusher early in the draft, so it's still kind of a position that's lacking. Wide receiver just has potential with the rookies that you have. You have three rookies who could really start to shine, especially if Chris Bell is ahead of schedule. It turns out to be in his recovery from the ACL. And if Caleb Douglas can do some things early, then you do have a lot of potential. Jalen Tolbert has some of the tools, and we'll get a big opportunity here. Tutu Atwell with his speed and the homecoming and playing for his friends and family that'll be in the stands. But edge rusher, I'm still kind of looking at because even corner, Chris Johnson, first round in the draft, Dante Trader, I think, can surprise some people. I'm still looking at edge rusher as the most concerning position.
Yeah, because they weren't going to spend money. So,
Yeah.
It's kind of like this whole stupid shit about Rasul Butler. It's like, yo, bro, they weren't going to spend money. What part is it that some people don't understand in the media that they weren't going to spend money? So that's why they weren't going to sign Rasul Butler or any other. This was a matter of turning over a roster. And this is the painful way of doing it. And I totally understand what they were doing. So all these people are, why didn't they even offer Rasul Butler? Bro, because they're trying to turn over the roster. They're not trying to buy players and try to win games. They're trying to turn over a roster and get rid of all the dead salaries.
Two things you do when you're rebuilding a roster, which the Dolphins don't want to use the word rebuild, but John Eric Sullivan has used the terms, we want to get younger and cheaper. And those are the symptoms of, I don't know if symptoms, but sort of just that's what's involved in rebuilding a roster.
Those are the characteristics. These are the characteristics of a rebuild.
Yes.
That's what.
Exactly. So, kind of like it's to me saying it without saying it. And then sure, Rasul Douglas is still he checks one of those. He's cheap relative, but because of his age and but for the production you can get out of him, like we just saw in 2025. Yeah, he is cheap there. So there's that, but you're not getting younger. He's on the wrong side of 30. So even with the season he had last year with the Dolphins, with the connections that he has with this current regime, because he did spend time in Green Bay, not under Halfley, but Sullivan was there. And then also he spent time with the new cornerbacks coach, Jamil Ade, who was previously at UM and then also with the Bills. That's where they were together. So there were connections there, but ultimately, if you're trying to get cheaper, then it didn't make sense. And give Juju Brents the opportunity, give Jason Marshall the opportunity, give Chris Johnson all the reps he can get. That's what this season is about, more than a stopgap in Rasul Douglas.
I have no problem with turning over the roster and going young as hell and rebuilding. It's a good. I wish the Heat would have done that, but that's a whole other conversation. I'm tired.
And as much as I would have liked to see Rasul Douglas, he's a great locker room guy. Works hard. Would set the tone as far as leading by example. Friendly with a lot of the players. There's no one who doesn't get along with Rasul Douglas in that locker room last year. He was a great glue guy for it, and did it on the field as well. But it was all right with us in most of our interactions. Pretty cool to talk to as far as in the media, and then but it just didn't make sense. So I'm just saying, I would have loved to see him back, but that is what it is. That's how you rebuild.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the quarterbacks. Let me ask you, will Quinn Ewers, do you believe, start more than one game this season?
If I had to go with an over-under, I'll take the over on that. Because we've seen it so often. Dolphins seasons is that the backup quarterback gets in there. Did you have Quinn Ewers starting 3 games last season as he was a rookie 7th round pick, and ends up getting, he gets 3 at the end of the year as he overcame Zach Wilson, and then Tua was benched. So. Just the way the league works, Malik Willis is going to be a running quarterback, could expose himself to hits. So there's that risk. He's not injury prone. We don't know that, at least like Tua, but he may end up putting himself at risk at certain points.
He got injured last year in the little that he played.
Yeah.
He got injured.
Yeah. And then you also have to leave some room there for the possibility that Malik plays poorly, and then eventually, they switch over, like similar to the Tua dynamic. If it's like end of the season, okay, now we're gonna see what Quinn Ewers can do, because they weren't very far off. They were kind of, as far as OTAs, minicamp, their performance. And Malik Willis is still getting used to a lot of the targets and how this Bobby Slowick offense, what will be similar, what will be different from what he did in Green Bay and how he found success there. Which there are some similarities, but still, it's a new scheme, new offensive coordinator you're receiving calls from. So there is a lot to adjust to, but you have to leave some leeway there for if it does go wrong for Malik, and maybe it's not his fault, maybe it's what he has around him, but then that Quinn Ewers would be stepping up there. So if I had to, I would take the over on that.
I'm with you because he's a running quarterback. I expect him, unfortunately, to get banged up and miss some games. And he got injured in the short amount of time that he played last year for Green Bay. So that, to me, overall, is going to be, kind of an issue. All right, so the next thing is, how good do you think Malik Willis will be? Will he be better than a 2-for-1 touchdown to interception ratio?
2-for-1 touchdown to interception ratio.
Will it be that or better?
It'll be close. I might have him. Yeah, throwing only. Then I would probably go a little bit less. Right. I know. I think he would be. If you throw in the rushing touchdowns, he'd be over that. But with just passing touchdowns, I would say he might be like a 1.8, 1.7 to 1. Whatever that comes out to as far as touchdowns to interception. So I'll go under on that one.
Okay. And the doozy of all doozies. So ESPN has Miami with the 32nd worst roster in the NFL. But the Atlanta Falcons are listed as the 29th worst roster in the NFL. So that's only a 3 roster difference, 3 spots between the two teams. So pretty much they're even. So who wins more games, Malik Willis or Tua Tagovailoa?
That one is, to think they have the Jets.
Supposedly, according to ESPN, rosters are kind of the same, although I would not compare their offense to Miami's offense. But that's that's another conversation. But you go ahead.
That's the thing that's mind-boggling. How do you have the Falcons at 29 and the Jets at 25? If anything, that kind of feels like 29 should be maybe the ceiling for the Jets, and then the Falcons should at least be 25. I couldn't believe that when you mentioned that to me. So. Tua and the Falcons will win more games in 2026 than the Miami Dolphins.
Dude, easier division.
He's got weapons there.
He's got better weapons than Miami's. I don't see them as – I'm with you. I don't see them as the 29. Maybe Atlanta's defense sucks. We had Orlando Ledbetter on, and he said that the offensive line is not a great pass blocking line. They can run block, but they can't pass block. So he'll have to get rid of the ball quickly, which,
he's used to that.
Yeah, he's an expert at that. But the bottom line is, when I look at Atlanta's weapons, dude, they're 100 times better than Miami's weapons. Tua has way better stuff to work with there right now than Willis does. But I look at the rosters overall, I guess they don't really respect the overall roster of Atlanta for it to be 29, dude. Like, what the hell is that? So I'm figuring, okay, let me ask you, because for me, it's a no-brainer. Tua easily wins more games than Willis, no doubt.
Yeah. Pass protection, that would be a concern, but Tua can get the ball out, and he give him, if it's 2.2, if it's 1.6 seconds, Drake London can get open in that time. Kyle Pitts over the middle can find a soft spot. Bijan Robinson.
The running back is going to be a freaking gift to that kid, bro, because all you got to do is dump it off to that guy, and he's lightning quick, and he's gone, bro. He's awesome.
Yeah. Right. And that coincides with what Tua had with Devon Achane too. So similar dynamic. You could throw the ball to him out of the backfield and have him break big ones. So, I'm actually like really excited for as someone who covered him and knew him for that would be the 5 seasons because I got on the beat 2021. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in that situation. I mean, it'll be good for him.
I agree, bro. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see if he can play well there. But overall, for me, like, wow, man, Atlanta should end up with more victories. All right, are you doing anything on your vacation except, on our show, or are you doing anything on the Sentinel?
No, I almost got so worked up over Yuri Perez getting pulled from the perfect game that I almost wanted to, on vacation, follow a column on it with my thoughts. But I think I tweeted enough about it. So, next day I grabbed myself like a little brunch in the city at a nice spot, Bubby's in Tribeca. And then I said, you know what? Now I'm not going to go writing on my phone. I'm just going to enjoy my time here. So, yeah, no, I did not ultimately, but I think I tweeted enough about it when it happened.
Yeah, there. That's not necessarily a what's it called, an organization that is necessarily locked into winning. But anyway, it is what it is.
Right. But third and final wild card spot right now. Got to give them credit.
Yeah, I mean, it's July. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Follow him on Twitter at David Furones _ and catch his work when he returns from the vacation. Meanwhile, you can catch it right here on the platform.
That's right.
But you can subscribe to the South Florida Sun Sentinel as always. David, enjoy your vacation, my brother. We'll catch up on Friday.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Thank you.
You got it. There it is. The one and only David Furones, Welt and Associates. We love them. They know how to get it done. And make sure you reach out to them, 954-966-4646. They've been at this for a long time. And when it comes to Jeff Welt, he knows how to get it done. Personal injury, property insurance claims, bankruptcy. The best part is you will not be treated like a number. You will get direct communication, responsive service, personal attention from a firm that's going to treat you like a person, not a file, folks. Reach out to Jeff, 954-966-4646 for Welt and Rheaume.
This has been another session of Welt and Associates PA. Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones, the law firm that knows your name and your case. Welt and Associates PA. Get personal attention from a firm that treats you like a person, not a file. We're proud to serve individual families and businesses with a commitment to treating every client with respect while providing aggressive representation you deserve. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Welt and Associates PA.